What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Pitching Ninja's Filthiest Pitches of the Day. I'm Pitching Ninja, and I'm here with Will Leahey. What's happening, Will?
Ninja, it's Monday morning. I got a ton of work to do, so I'll make it quick. And to be honest, I'm not a big fan of Mondays.
It's so damn true. I hate Mondays. I'm not a Monday guy.
Before we start with our whip around the league, I think this is really cool. MLB has announced a new sword stat. Yep, and they name-check me because I did popularize it.
They know the deal, Ninja.
It's pretty awesome.
Ninja, maybe just to help us clarify, what exactly is a sword?
Pitch has to be a swinging strike. The bat must cross the front of home plate, so it's got to be kind of an incomplete swing. The bat speed on the swing has to be below the 10th percentile on a swing to make sure that it ended up without serious intent. And the swing must be no more than 20 miles an hour in the final tracked frames to avoid full swings. I think this is really cool. I helped define this, and it's cool to see this on the Baseball Savant website, so check it out. Now we'll go on to the whip around the league. We're going to start with Kyle Hendricks, who had 5 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 1 run. He had his painted two-seamer, but mostly featured his changeups, which were filthy. He faced Bailey Falter, who had 1 K in 6 innings, giving up 2 runs, and had this elevated fastball for his only K. Mackenzie Gore went 6 innings with 9 Ks.
Nice.
Giving up 2 earned runs, and had these fastballs, wicked sliders, and curveballs. He faced Brian Bayo, who had 1 K in 5 innings, giving up 2 runs, got his K on this changeup. Jose Urena had 3 Ks in 6 2/3 innings, giving up 2 runs. And yes, I have to feature him again. He had this slider. Still hate him.
If you're wondering, he drilled Acuna one time and acted like a D-bag afterwards, so Ninja permanently hates him because Ninja lives in Atlanta.
He faced Ty Block, who had 2 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 1 run, and had this fastball at the knees. Frankie Montas had 3 Ks in 4 2/3 innings, giving up 4 earned runs, and the slider and cutter. Faced Kyle Harrison, who had 5 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 3 runs, and had this elevated fastball and changeup. Michael Soroka had 4 Ks in 5 1/3 innings, giving up 4 earned runs. Did get a sword on this slider. He faced Logan Allen, who had 3 Ks in 6 scoreless innings, had this fastball and these sweepers were dirty. Luis Hill had 3 Ks in 6 scoreless innings, giving up 3 hits. He had these turbo changeups at 93 and 94 miles an hour. Jeez, those are disgusting. He faced Tyler Alexander, who had 3 Ks in 7 innings, giving up 6 runs, and this cutter. Bryce Wilson had 1 K in 4 innings, giving up 2 runs, had this cutter. He faced Miles Michaelis, who had 3 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 3 runs, and had this absolute hammer curveball. Bryce Elder had 6 Ks in 5 1/3 innings, giving up 2 runs. He had these sinkers, including this painted sinker, and these sliders for swords. And here's Carl Ravitch using the sword term. I love it.
3-2, and that is a sword. That's a sword.
He faced Luis Severino, had 4 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 2 runs. He had these fastballs up to 98 miles an hour, as well as this wicked sweeper. Luis Castillo had 8 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 2 runs. He had these fastballs, including this cheese at the knees and this paint, as well as these nasty sliders. And he finished his outing with his fastball and slider and his patented La Piedra K-strut. I love this man.
Is it your favorite ongoing K-strut, Ninja?
Yeah, I mean, it is. Like, I think he generally, although I do love Slade Cicconi's K-hop thing he's got going, which is pretty awesome as well. But yeah, I think this is the best. Like, because he does it and it's his trademark and it pumps everybody up. He faced Alex Wood, who had 1 K in 2 innings, giving up 5 runs, only 1 of them earned, and had this elevated fastball. Zach Wheeler sucked yesterday.
You don't hear that sentence too often, Ninja.
You do not hear it too often because Zach Wheeler is probably the best pitcher in the NL, but he was god-awful yesterday. He had 2 Ks in 4 innings, giving up 6 runs. He had this sweeper and this cutter absolutely scaring the living out of Sanchez. But overall, kind of I'm a little bitter. Can you tell? I love Zach Wheeler. He's great. He just disappointed me. He faced Braxton Garrett, who did not disappoint the Ninja. He had 8 Ks in 5 1/3 innings, giving up 5 runs, but I had him for his K prop, and he always delivers. My man is like the freaking mailman. That's a lame reference.
I mean, I don't think anybody had Braxton Garrett being named the mailman on the bingo card, so it's not bad.
Should we call him Amazon Prime instead? I don't know.
That's not bad.
A new age reference. The mailman is like kind of old school. We'll go with Amazon Prime.
Also, the last mailman was Karl Malone, who knocked up a 13-year-old and he got canceled. So
does that mean his nickname is free now, that we can use it for anybody, or does that mean the nickname is tainted?
Maybe we should just stick to Amazon Prime.
Garrett had this painted inside two-seamer, these sliders that were also painted, as well as this back foot slider and this Expelliarmus slider. And he had this fantastic pitch timer K. You cannot take your eyes off of this. Well, I mean, literally, you can't take your eyes off of it because you'll get a pitch timer violation. Dean Kramer had 10 Ks in 5 2/3 innings, giving up 3 earned runs. He painted with his fastballs kind of over and over this game, as well as had this front door two-seamer that was nasty. He did also throw in this cutter. And he faced Zach Gallen, who had 4 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 2 runs. Gallen had this elevated fastball, this painted fastball, and this knuckle curve. Justin Verlander had 8 Ks in 7 scoreless innings, giving up 2 hits, and looked freaking outstanding yesterday. He had this Expelliarmus curveball, as well as these elevated fastballs that he threw over and over and over again. He got 10 swings and misses on his fastball yesterday and only had 14 swings and misses total, so 10 of them were on his fastball. He faced Jack Flaherty, who had 7 Ks in 6 2/3 innings, giving up 3 runs, and had these nasty sliders. Bailey Ober had 10 Ks in 6 1/3 scoreless innings, giving up only 1 hit. He had 15 swings and misses this game. And if you had the Ober for Blue Jays runs this game, you lost because Bailey Ober was outstanding. He had these fastballs, changeups, and slider. He faced Alek Manoah, who looked good. He had 15 swings and misses, 6 strikeouts in 7 innings, giving up no earned runs. He had these fastballs, changeups, and sliders. And I love this where he calls his own shot on this sword.
Yes, he did, says Alex.
Manoah yaps all the time on the bump, and I'm here for it.
It's got to feel good for Manoah, too, after a rough year and a half.
Dude, I am a huge Alek Manoah fan. Actually, he learned his slider from this channel, so make sure to subscribe. But he's a good guy. He just went in a little slump. Darvish was fantastic yesterday with 7 strikeouts and 7 scoreless innings, giving up 2 hits. He had these heaters, he had this 92-mile-an-hour back foot cutter, this wicked splitter, and these beautiful curveballs, including this absolutely gorgeous 70-mile-an-hour slow curveball. Filthy stuff from Darvish. Faced Walker Buehler, had 2 Ks in 3 1/3 innings, giving up 3 runs, had this curveball and cutter. Patrick Sandoval had 3 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 4 runs. He had these changeups. Again, he's the current leader in swords this year with 10. I would not have guessed that. He faced yesterday's filthiest starting pitcher of the day, Seth freaking Lugo. Seth Lugo had 12 strikeouts in 8 innings, giving up only 1 run. His ERA this year is now 1.66. And you would think with leading the AL in ERA, and I believe he also leads in wins, which I don't care about, but some voters do, you would think that he'd be a Cy Young favorite. Well, you would think incorrectly, because Seth Lugo is right now plus 3,000 for the AL Cy Young Award. You might want to consider it because I don't know that this is a fluke what he's doing. He had these heaters, this changeup, and these absolutely ridiculous curveballs. These are the filthiest curveballs you will ever see. They range from 3,298 RPMs to this one at 3,451 RPMs. I did an overlay of his curveball with his 91-mile-an-hour elevated fastball, and you can see how that pitch tunnels with a pitch way out of the zone. So you would make a late swing decision on it. And then he had this ridiculous, this insane, this tornado curveball that had 3,550 RPMs. This thing had 5 feet of drop and 1 foot of break. Absolutely disgusting. This was the highest spin rate on any curveball since they cracked down on sticky stuff. This thing spins so much. What spins a lot, Will? I need a reference.
One of the drills from Armageddon.
This is like one of the drills from Armageddon. This thing is so ridiculous. Seth Lugo, you're a freak. Now onto my filthiest relievers. David Bednar had this 97-mile-an-hour heater. Amir Garrett had these wicked sliders. Jojo Romero had this changeup and got absolutely fired up. Orion Kirkering had this sweeper. Mark Leiter Jr. had these filthy splitters. Hobie Milner painted with this backdoor sweeper. Nate Pearson had this slider. Tanner Scott had this wicked slider. Matt Strom K'd the side with fastballs. I don't know how he gets it done. He's just deceptive or something because hitters can't hit this. Robert Suarez had this 101-mile-an-hour heater. Victor Vodnik, the Bond villain, had this 98-mile-an-hour heater off the plate that was called the strike, but it had to be because otherwise he would have had the umpire killed. And in a bad way, too, like dripped into oil or hot boiling oil and stuff. Reed Garrett had these splitters and curveball. Chris Martin had this fastball. And here's a note on Chris Martin. Usually heat maps have red and blue for hot and cold zones. Well, his are all yellow. It was all yellow. Ryan Helsley had these nasty sliders. Jeff Hoffman had this sick slider. Luke Jackson had this slider, and you can see it from a home plate view, and picked up a sword. And Fernando Cruz had these dirty splitters. A note about Fernando Cruz's splitter, he has a 64.4% whiff rate on his splitter, which is the most of any pitch at over 100 pitches thrown. His splitter is one of the wonders of the pitching world. My top 5 filthiest pitches of the day yesterday. At number 5, I have Braxton Garrett and these wicked sweepers. At number 4, Camilo Doval and these 102-mile-an-hour cutting fastballs. Filthy. At number 3, Luis Gil and his turbo changeups. At number 2, that gorgeous Darvish slow curveball. I mean, that's about as pretty as it gets. And at number 1, about as nasty as it gets, Seth Lugo for his 3,550 RPM curveball. Cannot say that number enough. It sounds ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And Seth Lugo, you are my filthiest pitcher of the day. Disgusting stuff. And now, my pitching ninja moment of zen. I don't think you'll ever see a foul ball quite like this one. Look, Ma, no hands and kind of no bat. My picks of the day today are 4-leg same game parlay plus. I'm going to start out with the same game parlay of Shota Imanaga for 6 Ks or more and Ronaldo Lopez for 5 Ks or more. And top it off with Jose Soriano for 5 Ks or more and Yoshinobu Yamamoto for 6 Ks or more. What would your picks of the day be?